Alrighty. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, I accidentally have it playing back to myself. Whoopsie. Alrighty, we got that. Got that. And then we got that. Alright. Hello, hello, hello. I'm doing just fine, Joshua. Alright, we need some repels. Am I winning? I hope I am. There might be a little bit of that, Isaac. Might be a little bit. It could possibly, potentially be a topic that comes up during the duration of this stream. But yeah, we got S.A., Joshua, Darren, Isaac, Watermelon, Gods. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? You need like, oh, you need your question answered. Yeah. So 100 man versus 1 gorilla. So are we doing with or without tools? Yeah, surely I get the Fabergé this time. I mean, last night, I missed the 1 in 5. It was unfortunate. Last night, I did indeed miss the 1 in 5. Alright, no tools man itself. Alright, so I assume we're just talking average dude, you know, 5'9", average build, right? What's up, Bullet? Random? Jazz? You've lost the 1 in 5 twice? Well, I've only had it happen once so far. Oh, that is unfortunate, Watermelon. But, yeah. I think 1 gorilla versus 100 dudes. So here's the thing. I would say the gorilla is strong. Gorilla is very freaking strong. Like, you could, like, haul over 10 people easily with a gorilla. The problem is if all the dudes realize that, like, yeah, some of them are gonna get absolutely demolished, but like, let's say they all take on the task of getting to the gorilla's eyes. Once the gorilla's eyes are taken care of, like, even if that costs a few guys, it's gonna cost quite a few guys, but once they get that taken care of, it'll be a lot easier. So I'd say the guys. Use shell bash, true. So, are any of you aware? Oh, wait. First of all, I need to say I am hosting another tournament this week because the last one actually went pretty well. It was a smaller in size. It was 64 people, but still, it went pretty well. It was a pretty fun tournament. Soulburst Celesting ended up winning. And, so yeah, new signups, exclamation point tournament in the chat if you want to go sign up. Umbret and Parasol. Oh, okay, well, nothing. Umbret is actually good. Like, legitimately good. Yeah, Umbret is really good this meta. You pair it with a hyper offensive threat, like really threatening threat like Zulong and whatnot, and yeah, you just trap all the switch-ins. But yeah, there's the tournament happening. Uh, what? What are we talking about? Oh yeah, Umbra hits really freaking hard with gloves. Overclock Sherbot overshadowed your Joltooth. Well, I feel like... All right, sure. Luck's not very good this event. I'd say the same. I'd say my luck hasn't been spectacular. But, yeah. Now, how many of y'all know about the early thoughts on Season 3 changes? Like, Jamie's already made, like, an early list of potential changes for Season 3. I want to see how many of y'all know about them. Are they in LLO? No, they're in my server. They're in my server. Jamie hasn't put them in LLO yet because none of it's none of it is locked in yet. These are just early ideas. Haven't gotten anything of note in 4 hours. Recovery nerf, yeah, early, yeah. That so there is both a recovery nerf and a recovery buff. However, there's quite a bit of so the standard recovery moves Jamie has slated, like, so Perch, Rejuvenate, Photosynthesis, and Revival, he has slated to become 80 energy instead of 72. And then the recovery buff is that Slumber and Beast Slumber will continue to heal you after you, like, if you switch out and switch back in. How much? Heavy armor would be 92. Heavy armor and shield would be 92 instead of 84. So yeah, Slumber will continue to heal you. Slumber and Beast Slumber, two moves that are rarely used. Yes, that's why they were buffed. I'm glad you really rooted the issue there, Bullet. Yeah, they were rarely used. I say Cosmere would still heave on the... no, Gib, because it would lose the status on switch out. You wouldn't be able to use secret ability, normal Cosmere, but it'd be okay. But again, none of this is finalized. This is just Jamie spitballing ideas, alright? None of it's final. Am I sick? No, it's just late. It's 11 o'clock. Those ideas are trash and shouldn't be finalized. What? So, like, both the slumber and the recovery thing? Like, I understand people's grievances with the energy thingy. 72 energy is plenty. Well, I guess he's just tired of everything spamming the moves. My guess is he's increasing the cost because of passive energy regen. He just doesn't want walls to benefit from the change at all, so... That's my guess. That is a that's an alpha egg. That's an alpha egg. That is an alpha egg. I'll take it, I guess. I really want other stuff though. But that's my guess as to why the energy stuff is going up. Yeah, Bullet, we know you would make the game awful. We get it, but energy stat would never run out. Okay, but you also have to think about the fact that they're not moving for three whole turns. That's 3 whole turns. They're doing not a darn thing. Don't have a Gamma Pyramine, Kiego. I'm surprised I got one myself. But anyway, that's not the only changes. I can go over the other ones. Hang on, let me pull them up. So, Jamie primarily wanted this season to be buffing up bad stuff. So at the moment, he has mostly buffs. There's a few nerfs, like I said, the healing stuff. There's a few nerfs on here, but it's mostly buffs so far. But anyway, first things first, he wants to change sleep. He wants to make sleep better by removing the instant wake up effect upon taking damage. He wants to get rid of that. And then of course the whole self sleep, keeping the healing. That's the change to sleep he wants to make. New abilities. Verenasaur's getting Toxic Spines changed to Butcher, which is an ability that increases the power of slash moves by 50%. It's Power Jaw, but for slash moves. Yeah, he wants to remove the instant wake up upon taking damage. So, like, sleep becomes better. It just sticks there. Yeah, 50%. Slashing moves by 50%. So, for Venusaur, in this instance, would have its Venom Slash and Primal Slash boosted to 105 and 120 base power. So there's that. As for some moves, what's happening with Dusket? We'll get to Dusket. I'll cover Dusket all in one go. We're almost to Dusket. But as for some moves, we have Mudslide going from 30 power to 50, as well as giving the user an accuracy boost. So it makes Mudslide a little more worth clicking. And then stuff like maybe Sedimars can use its hasty ability, I guess. Maybe. Tempest is getting reworked to scale. So you know how Electro Ball works? This is how Tempest used to work. It used to be copy-paste Electro Ball from Pokemon. It's going back to that, but the scaling is much, 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 much better. So instead of needing 4 times speed for max power, you will need 2 times speed, but the max power is capped at 120. And the average power you'll be experiencing is 80. So Tempest will be much, 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 much better than the first version, but it won't be brain dead like it is now. Sea Song is getting nerfed to 60 power instead of 80. And then it has all the healing moves up to 80 energy. Cleanup is going from 72 to 50. And then Preemptive Strike, this is one I just purely don't get. I don't really care too much, but I just don't get. Preemptive Strike is changing from 40 power to 10. I don't get it. Jamie told me there are things that do too much damage with it, and I'm just... what? Cleanup is Munch Wheel's signature move. It clears hazards and then heals Munch Wheel by 50% if there were hazards cleaned. But, yeah. Okay, as for some ability changes, Mystic Tone is getting reverted to its pre-buff state where only contact moves will trigger it. Sylvant, Jazz. It's going to Sylvant. Is there a reason for healing being 80? I didn't get an exact reason, Obsidian, but my guess is to offset the passive energy regen. He doesn't want healing moves benefiting from it. All right, on to Loomian's getting new moves. We'll cover... actually, no, we're going to start covering Dusket here. Okay, so Oppress is getting a kind of rework where the base power, instead of 70, will be 90. However, the increase in power will only be 25% if the target is statused. So it will be base 90, capped out at 112.5. That sounds worse, but he's also adding an extra little effect where it has a 50% chance to inflict paralysis. So, yeah. Dusket can just flip off any offensive thing on a coin flip. On top of that, Jamie is also giving Dusket Hasten, which is ranged drudge, bitter cold, poison, and a new move called Stun, which is Thunder Wave from Pokemon. So Dusket's getting the rest of the status moves and ranged drudge. On top of this Oppress rework. So yeah, Jamie was tired of Dusket getting memed on. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, for Loomians getting other moves, we have Infernix getting Magnify and Dissipate. So double Power Napper cores can now pivot amongst each other. And then Hotfoot sets get their Magnify back. So yeah, that's Infernix. Operaptor. So this is Tyrex. Tyrex is getting Mudslide. So he can remove hazards while also being able to hold a restrictive item. Listen, also known as Bewarned. Bewarned is essentially just getting a brand new move pool. Bewarned is getting the following moves. Safeguard, which is Wide Guard from Pokemon. Splitting Headache, Raging Howl, Hullabaloo, Spite, Provoke, Wonder Herb, Pester, Life Drain, and Nature's Force. I repeat, Safeguard, which is Wide Guard from Pokemon. Splitting Headache, Raging Howl, Hullabaloo, Spite, Provoke, Wonder Herb, Pester, Life Drain, Nature's Force. No, Safeguard is Wide Guard from Pokemon. Gave it everything but Rejuvenate. Yes, that's the point. He wants to give out Rejuvenate as little as possible nowadays. Like, if he can make it work without Rejuvenate, he will. We wanted Rejuvenate? Yeah, sure. But, he's gonna do, like, things that don't currently have Rejuvenate, he's gonna try and make them work without it. And then if he can't, if it's the, like, it's like last resort, Rejuvenate. It's never getting Shadow Tech. Let's get that clear. Uh, 92 energy, Obsidian. 92 energy, if that goes through. Alright, up onto Racralla. So Setimars is getting Safeguard, again, Wide Guard, Slash, Phantom Slash, Charred Claws, Harrow, and Swat. So basically, he's wanting you to run Mudslide to remove hazards, Sharpen or Mudslide to increase your accuracy, and then use some harder hitting melee moves with Hasty. That's basically what he's trying to get you to do. I don't think that's going to really help Setimars, but sure. And then random SWAT. Yeah, I know. Twilight So Teclipse, Umbret, and Luxor are all getting Drudge, Hasten, Brawn Boost, and Magnify. That is basically just Teclipse buffs. Luxor could use Magnify too, but that's mostly just for Teclipse. Yeah, I know. Umbret's not changing anything. He's going to run Gloves. He's going to click Chase Down or Raging Tackle or Fade Away or Quick Pounce. Alright, on to the next thing. We have Male Calf Note. So Trumbull is getting Battle Chime. So, yeah, Cramboss again. Mewtwo is getting Hula Baloo. So if you want to do a more stall breaky kind of approach where you deny healing, Florant is getting Vice Jaws, Tamp, Vine Lash, Tricky Tactics, and Safeguard. Celesting also getting Hula Baloo. Tamp and Tricky Tactics, by the way, for Florant. So it could still hurt melee attackers while setting up Tamp. Alright, next up we have Wild Isle. So Malamurk is getting slapped down. Garlash is getting Wave Wrecker, Vice Jaws, and Bulk Up. Colossotrops is getting Vine Lash. Mocho is getting Hula Baloo, Nature's Force, Frost Breath, Bitter Cold, Preemptive Strike, and Energy Break. Yeah, we're talking about potential Season 3 changes. These are not confirmed. These are just on Jamie's mind currently. Whippledrift is getting Tribute and Hasten. So, yeah, Hasten with the new Tempest could be something. Tundralin is getting Mudslide, Spike Rush, Blind Spot, Batter, Provoke, and Slapdown. Harvesect is getting Empathize. Wintrix is getting Preemptive Strike and Brain Exercise. Why Slap? I don't know. It originally was going to get Bitter Cold, but then people complained, so he took Bitter Cold away. Banfino is getting Magnify. Lumello is getting Scapegoat and Square One. Banfino buffs, but no abilities still? No, Banfino's abilities work. Sly and Bully were fixed a long time ago. Scapegoat, Lumello, I mean, it's getting Square One. It's getting Square One. Taoshino is getting the Enchant, so far enchant, near enchantment, and augment. So basically nothing right now. Ketone is getting Hula Baloo and Preemptive Strike. Maraith is getting Thunder Chomp. Malevolwax is getting Hula Baloo. Picolio is getting Deja Vu and Slumber. So basically, if your Picolio comes in on Sea Song from Tsukame, you could just Deja Vu them. What was my level wax? Hula Baloo. Slavice is getting Vice Jaws and Drudge. Wobelisk is getting Slapdown and Bitter Cold. Yeah, that's the candle. Wobelisk is getting Slapdown and Bitter Cold. Cosmeor is getting Frost Breath, Judgment, and Slapdown. Oculos, no, not Oculos. Ikazune is getting Blaze Rush, Blaze of Glory, and Charred Claws. Parasol is getting Thunder Chomp and Thunder Crash so that the water immunity finally threatens water types. And Cephalops is getting Psychoblast, Cycle Chomp, and Parasitize, while also losing Frost Beam and Sleet Shot. So it's losing ice coverage and getting mine coverage. These are not all confirmed, Bullet. Again, nothing is confirmed, but these are all on Jamie's mind. Then we have Stun being introduced into the game, which is Thunder Wave. Again, Dusket's going to have that. Safeguard is being introduced, which is, again, Wide Guard. And then Herbal Remedy, which is Wish, and that is being given to Wiki Wiki, while Kabunga gets Wonder Herb as a rally move. So technically, Chartiki now gets Wonder Herb as well. But Wiki Wiki is getting Wish. It was getting Blaze Rush, but then it was removed. What does Wonder Herb even do? It clears status conditions across your entire team. Oh, by the way, also on this list, Cephalops is banned from Season 3. He originally was going to do a bunch of like nerfs for Cephalops, but then decided he'll think of those later. Cephalops is banned from Season 3 for now. Literally future him problem. Yes, that's quite literally it. But yeah, that's currently all the potential changes. Again, nothing confirmed. These are all just early thoughts. So basically, yeah, he gave me these early thoughts to share so that we could get feedback. Like I said, I'm gathering feedback specifically right now on the recovery energy stuff. Again, I think he's increasing it or wants to increase it because of passive energy regen. But yeah, that's where it's at. I'm still, but yeah, I'm gathering feedback on everything else. Is Phoenix Flame getting reworked? Not as of yet. Not as of yet. We don't need Tamp Photo Florant. Well, delete Tamp Florant. How does Phoenix Flame even work? You use all of your remaining energy and heal up you heal equal to how much energy you used. And if you use enough energy, you clear any negative stat changes you have and any status conditions you have. Can we now run mixed Ikazune? I mean, yeah, you could run Blaze of Glory and two-shot things like Venolin. But yeah, those are the current ideas of the current of Season 3 changes. Again, one of the more controversial is the recovery one. I'm hearing y'all talk about Tamp Florant. Is Nevermare getting any coverage? I think he wants to hold off on buffing Nevermare specifically because Scope Lens is a huge item for it. How would I nerf Cephalops? Well, here's the fun thing, Obsidian. He actually had Cephalops nerfs on the list. He just removed them and decided, no, we're just going to ban Cephalops for now. So what he was doing, he lowered its range attack to 119 instead of 129, buffing its melee attack up. Made Soul Drain like Luster Loot, where it was weak damage but high recovery. He made it, what, 60 base power with 75% recovery from the damage. And then he also removed Frost Beam while giving it the Mind Moves and Parasitize. The reason he wants to push Mind Moves on Cephalops is because apparently, according to the lore, it makes sense for him to have Mind Moves. New items to Season 3 as well? I mean, we can only hope. We can see if Jamie can force some more, but, like, yeah, we can only hope. Disagree with all of that. Just ban it. Simple. Okay, but, like, he wants to... Like, yeah, he will ban it if he doesn't nerf it, but he also wants to nerf it because it's too strong. How about nerf and ban it? True. I know some people want it nerfed so that it's like not broken and doesn't get banned because they want something that's like an actual dark resist. Bloodsucker is a 25% boost. Alex, it's just how much damage it can deal while also keeping itself healthy. Bloodsucker obviously plays a huge part in that because it increases the damage and healing because it's doing more damage. More liquid ooze distribution. I mean, it'd be rather targeted at Cephalops, so I don't know. Eclipse gets destroyed by Tsunami. I mean, yeah, Eclipse's bulk was kind of destroyed, wasn't it? Yeah, those abilities did get nerfed. I don't think... Hoshina, I think you're just underestimating Tatop. Tatop's one of those, like, sleeper good picks right now. A lot of people sleep on Tatop. Not yet, Isaac. I think he might have forgotten. But I can always remind him. When Lashent dies, Tatop will rise. That's not even true. Like, Tatop forces very robust out of Lashent, and even then, like, hazards and stuff stack up. It forces Lashent to heal. How's Hunter doing? It's It's alright. But, like, your snack. When are we trying out Nova with its new moves? No, that thing can stay banned. Is Thauban any worse with the nerf? I mean, yeah, it's worse. You can't generate momentum with it. Like, it's inherently going to be worse, but it's still strong. Yeah, Thauban is still strong. Yeah, you just don't generate momentum. So yeah, the only things that I remember him changing from earlier was Tundrillin used to have Bitter Cold on the list, and Cosmere used to have Blaze Rush on the list. And then, of course, the Cephalops stuff. So yeah, he is actively listening to people regarding these changes. He's just giving it a little more time on the recovery thing. What is Bitter Cold? It is the status move for inflicting freeze, or now Frostbite. Yeah, okay, Isaac. Maybe in your dreams, but yeah, it definitely wasn't on the notes, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, Will-O-Wisp but Frost, yep. It's inherently stronger just because fire types are more splashable than ice types. So it's much easier to hit a Frostbite than a Raging Flame, because ice types are very much less likely to switch in. Tundra Bitter Cold makes sense. Yeah, also 130 base defense with resilience, now forcing you to hit it on the melee side because it's also halving your range attack. That's why I didn't get it. Fire types cannot remove Frostbite now. That makes no sense. Yeah, here's the thing. Fire types are already good. What wall's Water Dark Metal? Water Dark. Yeah, like fire types already melt icicle traps. Like, they don't need more. Like, they already have good defensive capabilities in their typing. They melt icicle traps. Like, Water Spirit also walls? Okay, but Water Spirit doesn't exist. As for ice, as for Frostbite, only ice is immune, and ice has no real defensive boons. Anything that isn't ice or doesn't have dust can't be immune. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's the same for Raging Flame, yeah. If you aren't fire and don't have dust, you're not immune unless you have, like, Aqua Body or whatever it's called. But again, Soul, fire doesn't need buffs. Fire doesn't need buffs. It's already really good. True, Isaac. Buff waters. True. We don't have enough people using water types. Like, I'm not disagreeing with you that it makes sense for the fire type to get rid of Frostbite because they are warm guys. It does make logical sense, but from a balancing perspective, it doesn't make sense to give fire more. What's the type that needs buffs the most? Ice, maybe Simple, but like you could just make Simples really freaking strong in other ways. But I think Ice is one of the worst typings. Bug doesn't really need buffs. I'm a level 2. It's got good defensive properties, or very decent defensive properties. A lot of the time, the bug types suck because their kits suck. Like, I'm about to use Swolder, even though Swolder's a bad example. Swolder is more so bug toxic isn't good in the meta. Freeze does not go away after a few turns. You'd say Light sucks? The Light does not suck as a typing. Like, yeah, it lacks melee light moves. I mean, though you have Radiant Rush, Dazzling Barrage, Blind Spot Batter, Light Dash. We lack melee light types, but we don't really lack the moves, actually. Yeah, Swolder has good qualities to it, Hoshina. It's just Bug Toxic makes it really hard to get in a battle in the current meta. Put some chill Pokemon music. I could, but that takes time and effort. Okay, okay, to be fair, Darren, Play Rough is both weaker and more inaccurate. At least Radiant Rush is stronger. Plant sucks, Plant does not suck. Plant does not suck. The dark weakness is it's like the thing keeping Plant from being OP. Mind is the worst. You say that, but we actually have quite a few good minds. But in terms of like type chart, yeah, Mind is kind of bad. But I think Ice is one of the worst, if not the worst. Buff Ancient, yeah, of course. Spirit is bad? Yeah, that's fair. Spirit, I'd say Spirit just is bad offensively. Which is like, yeah, so is Bug. Bug sucks offensively, too. Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna buff Revenine at all. But I think the best type? Dark. So many dark things get banned. Cephalops, Nemesis. There were other things that I've long since forgotten, but the dark types always get banned. Revenine does indeed need a remodel, I agree. Metronet, right. Metronet got banned at some point. Teclipse was never banned, but yeah, Teclipse. You're all right, Vesperatu. Vesperatu was banned. Like, so many dark types get banned. Another normal alpha. Bruh, give me something good. Vesperatu got banned? Yeah, it was. But then it got, like, giga nerfed. Like, Slapdown got nerfed, and then it lost Sharp Claws. Umbra, I don't think was banned. Maybe in a lower tier tournament it might have been banned, but I'm not recalling any standard tournament where it was banned. Yeah, Chase Down Ability Thief got yeeted, but Ragoon on its own was never banned. Yeah, they just run very brawny gloves, Raging Tackle, Quick Pounce, Fade Away, Chase Down. And they like to make themselves slower than Eliguana so that if they click Flash and Flee, they die. Because, yeah, Chase Down would then get the double power, and yeah, Eliguana is just deleted. Yeah, Chase Down was nerfed, yeah. It used to be dark and double power on Switch. Now it is simple and 1.5 power. And here we are. Umbrat's one of the better Loomians in the current metagame because of Chase Down. You missed when Chase Down killed all plant viability. Yeah, plants literally could not exist because Ursel. Yeah, Sedimars did use Chase Down a lot. It was for, like, Ferroglyph, because Ferroglyph was pretty good back then. Ursel sucks now? Yeah, no. I wouldn't say Ursel's trash. I'd say it's, like, second string in terms of Loomians. Like, it's not... It doesn't compete with the top tier guys, but I wouldn't say it's on the level of trash. What could potentially get Butcher? Eh. We need Vital Jab Ursel? I mean, I wouldn't mind at this point. It would buff... It would definitely buff the Terrifying set, because you could run, like, Restrictive Armor, Restrictive Shield, whichever one you felt like. With Terrifying, get Vital Jet for recovery, bulk up Shadow Box. I mean... Yeah, it was pretty good. Chase Down was, like, double good on Sedimars because, one, Dark type, and it was a fat guy that forced a lot of swaps, and two, never mind, Chase Down could miss even on Switch. Never mind. Yeah, Ursel lost Sharp Claws. No, Nevermare probably isn't getting Butcher. It's Toxic Spines is being replaced for Butcher on Venusaur. No, Crabtana's not getting Butcher right now. It's literally, it's only Venusaur. The Venusaur's the only one noted on the list. Would Chase Down said he'd be good now? I mean, it doesn't do any kind of super effective damage, so it's hard for Sedimars to get a lot of value out of it. But I mean, it would depend on like specific matchups. Like you could get some easy chip on things you flat out wall, so maybe. What's Butcher? Power Jaw, but for slashing moves. It's not getting Salt Cure. The last thing Loomian needs is Salt Cure. But yeah, Butcher is sharpness from Pokemon. Shaz, Wintrix is confirmed to not be the Snow Loomian. No, it didn't, Cat Lover, because Paralysis no longer full paras. Nice try, though. Can't believe you would lie on the internet, Cat Lover. You were sure it fit all the criteria? I mean, everybody thought it was going to be the Snow Loomian because when Floigon submitted it, he submitted it as like a snow flow or snow summoning Loomian. But like Jamie confirmed, Wintrix is not the Snow Loomian. Like, if/when snow happens, there is going to be something else for it. Is there a way to save Sedimars or not? I mean, y'all are free to make some suggestions. No, not Salt Cure. Like, he's clearly in the mood to buff Sedimars. He just gave it a bunch of offensive moves, so, like, you can throw in your own ideas. Joshua, again, I would hold off on making videos on it because literally none of this is confirmed. thick fat maybe. No, make a video, easy clickbait. I mean, I guess. I mean, you could talk about like how it's like potential changes. I guess that's fair, fine. But Joshua, the current list is pinned in my Discord server in the PvP corner. It's currently pinned there. No, see, everybody, a lot of people think Wintrix is just worse Glissadia, so we do give it Frost Blast. How will we make pressure in Loomian? I don't know if pressure is needed, but there's what Cursed Touch that Pure Mind used to have. You could make that into a kind of pressure. You could change Rain to be more pressure-like, but it's, I don't know. You just make moves cost more when they're used against you. That would be how you do pressure. Buffs melee attack and range defense. That is Shadow Box. Ursul has that. Didn't I say Rain was going to be changed? Nope. Rain was already changed, but like it does 5% more damage and it takes 5% less fire damage. Yeah, I don't know about the Setimar Shadow Box, but I don't know. I mean, Insulated is a decent thing for Setimars. You flat out deny fire types. You're not weak to ice. The problem is, does it make sense? Does it make sense? Give it Repugnant. Oh boy. Is U-Typhoon any good at all? It's very niche. I wouldn't say it's particularly good, but it's niche. But Venusaur is getting buffed with Season 3, so we can't... So maybe U-Typhoon as well, right? Well, my thing, Cat Lover, is... We know they want to redo Setimars' model / design. So I don't know if Insulated would still make sense in that instance. But, oh yeah, Ventation. I mean, yeah, again, if you guys want to suggest buffs and nerfs to stuff, feel free to. If we talk it out and it makes sense, I'll throw it Jamie's way. Well, Alex, that's not necessarily the correct argument there. The why buff Umbrat and not Luxor kind of deal, like, one's good, one's bad. Like, if one version is good, you don't need to buff it. But, in this instance, Venusaur and U-Typhoon are both not great. Give Vent Burnup back. True. Would Gardrone be fine with E-Burst? I think it would be best to wait for Gardrone changes until we get the, those item changes. Geyser is Scald, yes, but only 20%. Yeah, Jamie gets some push on what Soul Bursts get added, but like he doesn't have total control. Why Ventation was never Firewater? So fun fact, it was originally Firewater before the game. Yeah, before he came out, but then they decided, nah, it doesn't really make enough sense. So he was pure water. Possible we could see Daze reworked. So the only thing he's doing to Daze is making the self-hit scale off of your higher attack stat. So he'd be buffing Daze. What's the worst starter right now? Vesp. It's either Vesperatu or... No, I'd say Vesperatu. Maybe Seer Knight? Seer Knight's awkward because, like, it's so bulky, but also really passive. But if you want to run it offensively, then it doesn't actually do the whole bulky part very well. Nah, it's Himber. I wouldn't agree with Himber because Himber, he's got Spike Rush now. He has Hazard Removal. He could run some, he can run a couple different sets. I'd say Vesp is the worst. Yeah, Himber has Spike Rush now. He's got Mudslide for hazard removal, so you could run restrictive sets. You could even run a specialty set with, like, Yeti's Wrath in Thunderstorm. He's got some stuff. I wouldn't say he's, like, good, but he's definitely not the worst starter. Does Cedric have a good range grass? No, he doesn't. He was supposed to get some ranged moves some time ago, but then he never did. So I guess I think I'm gonna remind Jamie on that fact, and then we could probably see that in the Season 3 patch notes. Yeah, no, Cedric literally only got moves because of its Prevo. That's literally it. No, Alex, yeah, I wouldn't say Himber would run Quick Punch. It would literally just be Spike Rush. At the moment, it's on the list, Cat Lover, but I don't know. I'd say if he were to nerf it, because in my mind, it makes sense to nerf it because it's a fake out that has an actual typing. But 10 power is way too far. I'd say if you're going to nerf it, make it 20. Yeah, Opsy now has Barbs, yes. And then Opsy's also getting that Beast Slumber buff with Season 3, where it will continue to heal after it switches back in. Yeah, Cedric could run Barbs, but I'm saying that it literally got moves because of its Prevo. Revisit Earthquake Barbadger. I don't think it's a necessary thing right now because Barbadger is very strong. Body Crash because of the eventual Rogue Assault. You're so right. Is Premonition being changed? Doubt it. Tamp Anomaly Cedric? Oh, yeah, for sure. But no, Barbadger is very strong. I don't know about, like, giving it Earthquake back. Because, like, I know things like Soulburst Krakaloa can eat Clay Slap from Barbadger, but I think that's okay. I think it's okay that Cramboss can't just delete everything with strong coverage. Yeah, honestly, Shaz, I wanna see, like, the moves being distributed, the weather moves. You're not going to see the abilities really too much. Like, Jamie has a specific plan. Did I say gloves and brawn boost? No, I did not. Oh, Josh said gloves, brawn boost. He said gloves / brawn boost. Like, one or the other. What moves do I think Svelpup will get? Since it's just a seal, we could definitely see Slumber because seals need to do that fairly consistently. All right, we're going to be moving to Sylvan City here in a second. Nerfing Solar Bicycle. Jamie just plans on leaving it and just leaving it there and having it banned. That's pretty much where he's at with it. Give me this egg. All right. Let's head on over to Sylvant. Restart our boost. And then have at it. Guess I technically should have waited to boost until I saw the first egg. No, Jamie has never had a test Coliseum. In terms of like actually being able to test battle changes in terms of like balance, no, he's never had one. There is no test Coliseum, there is no balance team, there's nothing. He literally just has to throw darts at a board and hope it... Like, obviously he should use some game sense and stuff, but like, for the most part, yeah, he just has to go in blind. Why am I still using repellent? Oh, because muscle memory. If it pops up again, then I'll hit no. It's just something I'm autopilot. Would a test Coliseum ever work? I mean, having the test Coliseum would be the first step. Then getting people that they trust to actually test and not leak things would be another. And we all know how good they are, how, you know, trusting they are. But fun fact, back in like 2020, Lando did say that if they ever made a test Coliseum, I would be allowed to participate. That was 5 years ago. God, that's crazy. That's been so long. But yeah, so like it's fair to criticize Jamie based on like changes and stuff, but like I wouldn't go too hard simply because he literally can't test them. Well, yeah, that's the joke, Soul. I gave LSU a little bit of like foresight as to what was coming to the game. Like the fact that Jamie wants to add like a Loomian like Squonk in Doodle World, where it has an auto taunt ability, and something about a bulky Earth type with a defensive ability, and then LSU threatened blackmail. So, yeah, oopsie. Cause the reason I did that was because Jamie, like, wanted to finally act on that idea of like a balanced quote-unquote council, so like a balanced team. And so I reached out to a knowledgeable player, LSU, and then he, you know, once I banned him from my server, he threatened blackmail because, I don't know, he had a crash out. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, LSU got rank 1 in season 0, and then he wasn't a fan of the balance changes. for season 1, so he just quit, which is like, honestly, good for him. He was spending way too much time on this game. I'm glad he's dedicating his time to other stuff. Also, that is an alpha floral egg. Make it gamer. Raz, I don't know if he full on quit, but like I'd assume he's just fully burnt, like he's completely burnt out because he also grinded near non-stop. Wang, I'd say the best chances are May, August, and September. Because that's when there aren't events happening. What's up with all the champs quitting? Well, LSU hated the balance changes, so he quit. Raz, I'm not too sure on, but I'm going to assume he's just completely burnt out. Because Raz did pop in my server earlier today, or was it yesterday? One of the two. So I don't know if he's like full on quitting everything or if he's just taking a break. Oh, he quit PvP because he got number 2 twice? Yeah. You know what? That's fair. You're running Lumello this tournament? Ooh. There's a bunch of stallers. I mean, stall in this game isn't like, it's not what it used to be. I'm not saying stall is like unviable. You know, unfortunately, I wish it was. But stall still works, but it's not like the same level it used to be. I don't know if we're ever going to get a new type. I don't see it happening personally. But again, I don't know. No, stall will always be annoying to fight. Like, it doesn't matter how good or bad it is. It'll always be annoying. Because, it's just aggravating that people are out there trying to waste your time. So, like, there's always going to be that element to it. But viability-wise, it's definitely taken a step down from where it used to be. Who drew the pixel art? This was Yondo. Yondo did this. When it talks about Paralyn in my tournament, Paralyn's kind of falling off. That's basically what it is. Like, Paralyn is not like the top tier fat fire. It's just kind of meh. Music game's very underrated. Pretty nice. Would Rockslide Zeph be too much? I mean, I don't know if we need to buff Zeppelin right now. It just got Landslide, Typhoon, and Spite. Alright, see ya, SA. But yeah, I can always talk to Jamie about Tamp. I mean, I'll bring up Tamp Florent in general before I, like, take it to Jamie. But we'll see what happens with that. I mean, Volcanic Goggles is pretty funny. Why is Tamp Florent so bad? So Florent is giga bulky. That's your giga bulky plus sap plant plus Tamp. You know, and it has photo. Yeah, it has hard recovery on top of it. Gastroke is not currently slated to lose Tamp. No. Like, I know a lot of people don't like it, but it's not exactly broken. Actually, Justice, Metatoad is sort of, like, not entirely, but sort of coming back because of slide plus restrictive items. Like, it gets surprising, like, deceivingly bulky because it's ignoring your items. So, like, specialty goggles Zulong. Yeah, Sly Metatoad takes, you know, a lot less. Because it's ignoring the goggles. And then it has a restrictive shield. Charged Arc is still good, Obsidian. You'd like, Thunderstorm is a viable option, but it's not like the default. Alright, see ya, Hoshina. Good luck on your exams. Yeah, Metatoad is another Umbrat victim, you're right. But yeah, it is another victim. Why is Eliguana rising? So Zulong. My opinion on Glissadia Umbrat? I mean, a lot of things in general pair well with Umbrat right now because Umbrat just forces a ton of damage on their switch-ins. Like, Umbrat is, like, one of the better Loomians in the game right now. Like, a solid A+ tier Loomian. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, like, Zulong forces a switch. You click Ancient Roar. If it's Eliguana, you go Umbrat, and suddenly, Eliguana is dead. If it's not Eliguana, then you go other things. And then you wait for an opportunity for Zulong to get back in. And then when Umbrat gets to trap that Eliguana, Zulong just clicks its buttons. No, Umbrat does not run Chili Chomp. Right now it runs Raging Tackle, Fade Away, Quick Pounce, and Chase Down with gloves. It does not care about the bug types, because if you try to switch into your bug type to Wall Umbrat, they just click Chase Down and take half your health, or more if you're weak to it. And and if it's not clicking Chase Down, it clicks Fade Away or Raging Tackle. Like, it's Raging Tackle, Quick Pounce, Fade Away, and Chase Down are its 4 best moves. There's really no reason to run anything else. Even when it gets Brawn Boost in Season 3, if it gets Brawn Boost, there's no reason to drop anything for it, because you can just run Gloves Umbrat. Oh, you got the blue Fabergé? How good was Solber's Dragonine in the recent tournament? There was one in top 8. However, the guy who ran it didn't know Berserk got changed. What's the ideal item? Gloves. It just runs gloves. Yeah, it just deletes switch-ins. But, yeah, so Umbrat is really good right now. I think after my next tournament, I'm going to finally do a tier list stream, because, you know, I haven't done one in a long while. You don't need to be sluggish. I mean, I guess you might need to be sluggish because Eliguanas will also run sluggish, but yeah, you could run sluggish so you underspeed Eliguana so you can just chase it down. I don't know about that, Obsidian. Like, it'll be freaking annoying as heck, but I don't know if it would be like the #1. It'll be super annoying because Oppress having a 50% paralysis chance is just toxic. But I don't know if that's enough for #1. No, Cat Lover. So if Umbrat is faster, you click Chase Down before they click Flash and Flee. Well, Joshua, here's the thing. You click Quick Pounce if you're that worried about it. That's the reason you have it. Like, what's around that speed tier that you really care about? I think Mutagon would be the only example where you'd want to outspeed it. I don't think Dakuda needs nerf, or yeah, Dakuda needs nerf. He's strong, but he's fine. I don't think Dakuda needs a nerf. Oh no, Corey. Not again. He keeps forgetting about these changes. Corey, no. Not the Tyrex situation all over again. No, secret ability is generally better, Soul, but, like, Staunch is something you have to be wary of. Oh, yeah, I'm sure Thunder Blast. It's really freaking hard. Yeah, that is the point of Soul vs. Dakuda's existence, to hit really freaking hard. Assault Vest items, they decrease the amount of damage you take from each respective damage type, but you cannot use support moves. So you essentially take damage as if you're like +1 in either defense, but yeah, you can't use things like Rejuvenate or Baffle or anything like that. So it's generally to help out like bulky offense rather than like strict defense. What happened to the 33 nerf thing? So do not worry about the numbers in that situation. Defensively, it's the same thing as before. The only thing that changed is Battering Ram, Body Crash, and Stratagem are not boosted. That's all you gotta know. Other than that, they are the same. They were the same as before. Yeah, they changed it already. Yep. They should have made Boost, not Boost Tempest. Well, Tempest is getting reworked. Tempest is getting reworked. What do I think is S tier right now? Zulong. I mean, Nemesis needs more time because I haven't seen... Or it didn't really pop up in my tournament that much, but I think Zulong's in S tier. I don't know too much. I mean, Tyrex is really freaking good too. He might also be up there in the S tier. I have not found anything good yet, but there's that. But I found like one alpha uncommon. I found an alpha floral, and then I found like 3 of these. Ceph feels S tier pre-ban. I mean, yeah. If we're counting pre-ban, then yeah, Cephalops. I don't know about Samarine being S tier. I think that's a bit too early to call. But I think like Zulong and Tyrex. Zulong gets outsped by Samarine in +1. Okay, and I don't think Rev Up Samarine's the set right now. I think you would rather do Terrifying plus Restrictive Item for like bulky pivoting. I probably wouldn't stop streaming, but if I got the Cyan one, then I probably would, because then I don't need to hunt anymore. Where would I put Arceros and GlitchxCity? Arceros, I don't know yet. I don't know how he really feels yet. He's probably still solid, but he'd probably be around low A for me, and then GlitchxCity, I personally haven't seen enough of GlitchxCity to give a proper ranking on it, but from what I hear and the theory crafting behind it, it would probably be like A. Your snack, I wouldn't put it S tier right now. He'd be A plus. Eliguana, I don't know. I think he'd be like A plus. A plus is kind of weird because it feels like it's just kind of bait to run it, but it also feels like necessary. I'd probably do A. Because Eliguana is so exploitable, but like it also takes hits. Because of Zulong. I mean, Zulong is a big part. Ancient types in general. Tsukame S or A plus? I don't know. I don't think it's S. Tsukame, like, it's a good physical wall. Like, yes, you could spam C-Song, but in terms of like actual impact in a game, I wouldn't put it S. I wouldn't put Tsukame S. You're 9 years old? Well, welcome. I'm trying to think. Is Hazard Stack teams more around that? During the tournament, there was actually a surprising lack of it. That there were teams with hazards, yes, but in terms of like just raw hazard stack, not really. Didn't really see any hazard stack. There was also a surprising lack of Dragadyne, but I think that's less surprising and more so pointing out that Dragadyne's not as like good as people thought. Like, it's fine, but it's not bulky enough to actually handle what people want it to. I think Luminami's still decent. Like, if it's not A, I'd put it A minus Obsidian. It's still very solid. Especially with the assault vests now a thing. Definitely helps Luminami take bigger hits. But obviously the Power Nepper nerf hurts. I mean, I honestly wasn't going to expect a Dragadyne hazard stack stall at all, because stall players of all people realize that Dragadyne's not as bulky as you'd think. Make chase down counter trapping so strong gust buff. I could see it. I could throw that in Jamie's way just because Whipple Drift kind of outside of Tempest isn't really a real Loomian. Nemesis is allowed right now just because Pitch Black got nerfed, but we need to explore the game more. Billow, Phage, Tsukame? I don't know. No, I wouldn't say Jetwing's S tier, no. Gust was a big part of its kit, and it doesn't have it anymore. But, like, I'd still say it's solid, because 119 is just a good speed tier. You would probably only see Jetwing on bulkier teams, ironically enough, in terms of like what Jetwing is like. But yeah, I'd only really see it on bulkier teams. Jetwing when it realizes it has to use Metal Blast or Energy Surge, yeah. When it has to actually attack more. But no, you could still use Teardown. Like, you could still do it, but obviously, not like a shoe-in move slot. Well, that's the thing, Obsidian. People were using one attack Jetwing. It was Gust, Perch, Magnify, and then either Jetstream or Dissonant. Like, they dropped the metal move entirely. No, Burn Up was nerfed to 40 energy. Like, with the balance patch. Yeah. Burn Up was not always 40. Same with Gust. I'm trying to think, what else was commonly used? I guess I could pull up my tournament usage and just kind of give any kind of preliminary rankings. Tourney usage. Oh, I have caps lock on. Oopsie. Alright. So, in... the most usage was Tyrex. I think that's a solid S tier. There's just so many sets you can run with Tyrex. You could run Terrifying. You could run all three abilities. It has so much set variety. There might be item summoning weather. Eventually, yes. Eventually. Then Lashent was number 2 in usage. I'd say that's a solid A+ Loomian. Lashent is, like, always consistently good. It does not have the pivot, so it's not able to just freely come in and generate momentum, but it's still a very solid defensive, or just generally bulky thing. You don't even have to run it defensively. Like I've seen Brawn Boost, I've seen Gloves Lashent, I've seen bulky Sap Plant Briar Block. Like Lashent still has many options and they're all effective. Luminami was wait. Yeah, Luminami, Plasmoth, and Tsukame were all tight in usage in this tournament. I'd say Plasmoth is a solid A, Tsukame around there as well. Luminami probably right below at A-. Plasmoth might be A+, but I'm leaning more towards A. Then we had Billow Forge after that. I'd say that's like B+, A-. Arceros, I think, is like low A, so like A- maybe. Eliguana, A. Dakuda, A+. Your Snack is probably A+. Wintrix, probably A-, maybe even B+. Dorigo, B+, A-. Grimuline, A. Whippledrift, Tempest just got banned, so it's probably not very good. Give me this egg. All right. Bunnicky, B+, B+. Why did Wintrix lose Gust? Because most things did. He didn't want Wintrix having access to double boosting. The only Loomian immune to all hazards? Oh yeah, he didn't even give it teardown. Like, Wintrix didn't even get any kind of removal. It just lost everything, which makes me sad, but it is what it is. Dokumori, I'd say A-. Joltooth Soul Burst. I haven't seen enough of it, so I'd say I'd start at A- for him. Crackaloa Soul Burst, I'd probably A-, B+. Nevermare. I don't know what he's doing up here. B. B-, B. I disagree with that entirely. If your whole basis is that your Surebot did more, then like you are like a huge Surebot bias. So I really wouldn't take that. Nimore. So based on what I've been seeing from TFK, Nimore's damage just isn't hitting nowadays. Like, his boots, Nimore wasn't even two-shotting Protagons. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I'd put him. Definitely, I'd say, like, B. Tatob, I think that's, like, a sleeper pick. I think he's, like, A-, somewhere around there. Behemoth, I don't know. I'd need to see more. I know he got Rogue Assault, but I don't know if he's really it right now. I mean, I could see him, like, let's say if Joltooth really takes off, I could see it also rising as an answer to Joltooth. With like a robust, especially with Slumber getting buffed, I could see robust Slumber Behemoth being an actual thing like season 3, but for now I'm probably putting him in like B+ maybe. What else is next? Soulburst Dakuda? I would put him lower than normal Dakuda still. I can see him being pretty good on like Fungus Curse, but maybe Thunderstorm as well, but I don't know. It's less flexible than normal Dakuda. So, like, B+. You don't necessarily have to use Soulburst Joltooth on Thunderstorm, but if it is, then yeah, you can't use Slumber to check it, which I guess if Joltooth is good outside of Thunderstorm and then Behemoth rises to check it, then they adapt by running Thunderstorm on their Joltooth team. Gargolem attack, B+. It hits really hard, good coverage, but also very, 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 very exploitably frail. Serenite, B maybe. Like, it can set hazards, burn stuff, but like, your sets are either not bulky enough or they're either not bulky enough or too passive, and there's never really a good in between. Umbrat, I think he's like A+ right now. I think he's like A+. A+ for Umbrat. Like, that dude is very, very, very good at trapping things and softening everything up for your actual, like, cleaners. Wendelin, like, A-. He can definitely spam fadeaways. He hits really freaking hard. But I feel like he needs specialty items, and that kind of restricts how his flexibility. Zulong S tier. That guy, especially with Umbrat, he is a menace to society right now. He's honestly, he could like potentially get banned. Dude is really freaking good. Give Wendelin Harrow and repeat the cycle. I mean, the difference between Ursul and Vesp, or Ursul, Vesp, and then Wendelin is Wendelin has negative bulk. The other two had actual bulk. So that's the difference between Wendo is he cannot switch in. What might be banned? Not from ranked. I'm not talking about Zulong from ranked, but I'm just talking like from tournaments. Zulong we could see a Zulong ban. Okay, then we have Dragodine. I don't know. A minus maybe. Like he's solid, but he's not like on top of that. And then Soulburst Dragodine. I saw some team. There was a team that made top 8 with Soulburst Dragodine using like strong gusts, but they threw out a death threat after winning, so they were banned. So we didn't get to see it work in top 8. So I don't know. Dracodine's a little early for me to call, but he's still more on the mid side until I see proof otherwise. So yeah, he's somewhere in the B tier. Valkyrie B plus. You can use a bulky. You could use like a restrictive one with Radiant Forecast, but its speed is low. Its weaknesses are exploitable. Timber, I'd probably put around the same spot. Hazard removal, bulky with restrictive items, but ice types aren't amazing. And Himber doesn't hit too terribly hard because base 98 attack. All a bunch, I don't know. All a bunch, I don't know, somewhere in the B's. Yeah, when Bane of Haste and Fog got, you know, changed, so did Hell a Bunch, you know. Like, it's okay. Soulburst Skellig, it's like super reliant on rain. Also takes up your Soulburst slot. But very solid under rain. Although, there were a lot of water immunities being ran in the tournament, but that's not even because of Skellig, that's because of Tsukame. What's up, Pizza? What's up? So Skellig, I'd probably put like A minus. He exerts a lot of pressure, but also kind of reliant. Where's Halvantic's usage at? He was not used very much in this tournament. Same with like Nemesis. Like that's why like you can't like the usage here isn't clearly indicative of what's good and what's not. But yeah, there wasn't much Halvantic at all. Arapago I'd put right under Skellig. So like B plus. Also reliant on rain, but also does really well in rain. Where would I put Halvantic right now? I don't know. I'd say at least A, probably. He hurts. He hurts. But I'd put him at least A. Bezeldu is literally only there to set rain. He sets rain, he dissipates. That's literally the entirety of Bezeldu, so I don't even want to talk about it really. Gardrone, I don't see why people are using it. Like, yeah, restrictive items, but yeah, I don't know. I would need to know why people are using Gardrone. What about Pharaoh? Not very good. Not very good is what I'd say about Pharaoh. But Idio could cook. Oh boy, it has Judgment now. And enjoy being an Umbret victim. That's what I have to say about Faraglyph. Enjoy being an Umbret victim. Bulk up Rogue Assault? Okay. And? I mean, that would be all Idios. It would be Bulk up, Judgment, Rogue Assault, and then like Earthquake or something. Maybe Outburst. I doubt Outburst because Outburst after the nerf is just kind of eh. Dark Surge with Thunderstrike and Odiaga. I was talking about this to Speeder before his little Odiaga showcase. I don't really know. Because you have a bunch of bulky waters, so there's obvious Thunderstrike value out of that. And then Dark Surge for Mine Resists. The like opposing mine types, but then I thought about it. There aren't too many mine types being used because Umbret. Key strikes only for Sev. That's fair. Yeah, that's the thing. If you're running a statist Odiaga, splitting Headache is just going to be stronger, so it doesn't really matter which one you have. If you're not running splitting, then yeah, you'd run Thunderstrike for bulky waters. I didn't really see either of them Obsidian. I mean, there was a Vocaloa in top 8, but that was because they didn't know Berserk got changed. It KO'd an Eliguana, which was cool. Oh, that's a Gamma. That's a Gamma Wave. Hello there. That's a Gamma I don't have yet. Alright, what do we catch him in? He's brown and yellow. I'm feeling Star Disc. Yeah, I'll do a Star Disc. All right. G-Wave Kiego. All right, there we go. I do not have a Gamma Pure Nimble Jeweltooth yet. No, I still need to do revives, like stuff. So we'll get there at some point. I'll probably revive fossils after the event, and then there will be streams where I'm actually fishing in Bob's Pond for the Alpha Radiant. I think Alpha Galaxy Radiant. Goppy. And then pray to God I get Rain Rush. Well, Goppy's ability was changed off of Adorable Obsidian so that there's no more pop-ups. There are no more pop-ups when hunting Goppies, so it's not a huge... It doesn't take an infinite amount of time for each encounter. Isn't secret ability pop up? Secret ability is... I forget. What's the secret ability? Yeah, pity doesn't work on fishing. And the only alphas that... The only thing in Bob's Pond that could be alpha are the 5 stars. So... yeah, it's... those streams, there's going to be absolutely nothing. You either have nothing or hit big. Quick recovery secret ability? Yeah, there won't be... yeah, no pop-ups. Oh, that's insane, Corey. Gamma secret ability? Hand it over. I'm joking, but yeah, hand it over. Just let me hold on to it. 30 free shards? I mean, eventually. I'd have to catch all of the Goppies, which is annoying. But I guess it would get done while I'm hunting the Alpha Galaxy Radiant. Love the streams. Thank you. Copy. Let's see. Where did I... Oh yeah, there's an image of it. Hold up. Let me pull up the image of Alpha Galaxy Radiant Goppy, and you'll immediately understand why I want it. Look at that. Look at it. That thing's insane. Can you evolve it? Yeah, you can. So you know I'd be getting that Arapago. Or maybe I saved the Goppy for Little Cup. The odds are pretty dumb. It's like 1 in 159,000. And the encounters are very slow. Comparatively. 3-starter Gamma Ambush Joltooth. Nice. But yeah, that will be something I end up shooting for at some point. Like, those will be like periodic streams when there's nothing else to do. I could see myself hunting the Goppy. So basically, in between events. I also still need to hunt U Typhoon and the Nimble Joltooth, because I only have a Brawny Joltooth. Yes. Yes, Obsidian. You get the 25% boost from the minigame, even in Bob's Pond. Obviously, it only applies to the tier 5s. Why Typhoon? Oh no, there's no way. You're in a particular situation that's unpleasant? Oh, well, that's not good. That's honestly rather unpleasant. I hope your particular situation that is unpleasant becomes more pleasant. Yeah, no bueno. Alrighty. The rather unfortunate circumstances that are occurring? Yeah, true. How many DMs did I receive? Not many. Mainly because I told everybody they could speak about it publicly. Like those changes aren't private or anything. Like, you can have open discussions about it. The season 3 changes or potential changes. Yeah, there's no private, there's no being hush-hush about it. Any bugs detected at the moment? Oh, there are a few bugs, battle bugs. One is, oh, hold up. Let me go get the list. So first off, we have, I guess not first off, but there's a bug in doubles that's apparently been around since Atlantean Part 2, where if you have 2 guys with Playful and any of them boost a stat, then oopsie poopsie, game bugs. After that, sorry, I'm trying to, let me see. Using a support move that actually like targets the opponent with do or die inflicts damage from do or die. So like, for example, using flash with like Lantorch will hurt you from do or die. Yeah, Vine Lash and Swampy are bugged. Like, Swampy does not trigger off of it. Then we have... If I could freaking find it. All right. Dang, I have to scroll up a lot because, you know, recently Jamie's been talking about Season 3 balance changes. So I have to... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, here's a fun one involving soul bursts. If you are if you are trying to use a soul move... Oh, wait, that is an alpha normal egg. How dare it? We need better eggs. If you are a Soul Burst Loomian trying to use a soul move while you are deja vu'd into something, you will use the move that you're deja vu'd into, and you will lose your soul move for the rest of the game. That's a fun little bug. Flailing while trying to use the move Spit Out will still trigger the effect of the item from Spit Out. So like if your Volcanic Ash Spit Out, you will burn the opponent if you flail. Doesn't Hula Loop waste Carnivorous Snap? Carnivorous Snap is considered a healing move, so yes. Yes, it does. More of a feature than a bug. Okay. Then, as we know right now, Hasten is currently just bugged to be Drudge. So that's fun. Had a weird interaction with Idio under Fog. It probably just ignored your... Like, it gave you your normal stats, so you using a melee move did negative damage. We have to wait for Season 3 for bug fixes? Probably not, but... Since none of them are breaking the game, except the playful one, but that's been in the game for, like, years now. It's not a huge priority to fix them. Especially with, like, Hasten, because, oh no, Cinemoth. Oh no. It's the end of the world. Now we can never have viable Cinemoth. When you ran the calc, it was supposed to be a 3-shot. Then the calc was assuming that your stats were swapped back to normal because Fog's supposed to ignore Idio. Then I guess Fog doesn't... The bug is that Fog didn't ignore Idio. So yeah, those are some funny little battle bugs, but again, nothing game breaking except for the playful one. Oh yeah, for the Season 3 buffs and nerfs, we still have to give Knotling and Knockout stuff because those guys also suck. But again, if y'all have any suggestions of your own, you can either drop them in my server, drop them in my DMs, I guess. I'll read through them. Another mon that's terrible right now? Well, there's plenty. I'd say Hydralin, but we're waiting on Scope Lens. Wiki's getting Wish. I'd say Kierlin's pretty bad right now. Although on my list to give to Jamie at a later point in time is Blaze Rush Kirillin. But even then, I don't think it's going to make it good. But yeah, Blaze Rush Kirillin's on my list to give to Jamie. No! I just wanted the egg. I just wanted the egg. No, give me the egg! Oh well. Shakedown bugged right now? Bugged how? What do you mean? That egg's a bait. Shakedown didn't show items battle? Like, can you describe the scenario? Like, were you fighting a rando, or were you like, was it like an organized fight? Oh, Obsidian. Ray's Kirillin doesn't have Shakedown anymore. They changed that to speed up EXP grinding. Yeah, no more Shakedown Kirillin. Yeah, no, understandable. I'm glad that they switched off of Shakedown. Obviously, we would prefer it if Kirillin didn't have Shakedown at all, but it is what it is. I mean, we'll get a new one with Route 9, Obsidian. That's as soon as we get one. Odiaga's certified cool. Nice. I mean, when Speeder did his thing today, it looked pretty good. It's just the fact that he got crit both times he had an opportunity. Which was hilarious. And it's even worse because the Odiaga's my OT, so like, it's just my curse. What other ability could it even make use of? I mean, the other option was, it was between Shakedown and Power Napper. But with, Power Napper, it could at least get a little bit of HP back, but obviously it still wants to run Hasty over all of them, but like Power Napper would have been a better option. But yeah, in terms of actual abilities, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't got an answer for you. Should give Nautilus Power Actor? I've been an advocate for it, but it doesn't seem to be happening. What's up, Saitama? I was gonna mention how you're joining late, but then I remembered that it's like 1 p.m. for you. We're gonna be wrapping up here. Has Hunt been atrocious? We found a couple things today. Not amazing things, but it at least made it a little more lively than not finding anything at all. The finds command shows everything I found throughout the entire event, by the way, not just today's stream. Well, I mean, again, Zulong's not like guaranteed to be banned. I'm just saying it could be. It's really freaking strong right now. Who says Zulong's gonna be banned? Yeah, exactly. It's not like a thing of Zulong will be banned. It's just really freaking strong. He's just a strong guy. Oh, go, go, go. No, it's expired. Were there any other eggs? There was one over here. Oh, two over there. Let's see. Were any of them hits? Yep. Whatever happened to Deladrix? It lost its electric moves. Zulong when you pull out Eleguan and Geklo. Yeah, and then I Ancient Roar into my Umbret that then just one-shots you with Chase Down because you're going to try and flash and flee. Then you get Chase Down and just one-shot. It's just Goggles Obsidian. You don't need mixed. Alright. So these two went first, and then these two. Oh, I have a full box of this stuff. Uh-oh. I need to get a new box. I need to get a new box. No! But yeah, those are my eggs. Oh yeah, with Secret Ability Dusket getting buffed, I might need to do something with these. I mean, I'm gonna keep one of these. I'm gonna keep one of the Santas for sure. But yeah, that's where we're at with that. Running clutch double status. Interesting. But with all that being said, though, I'm gonna get out of here. It's 1 a.m. Hopefully y'all have a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, day. Yeah, one of those. Whatever it is, you know, just make it a good one. Bye-bye! Oh, if I could find the end stream button. Hold up. There we go.